Hey, I'm Alex Radcliffe from Board Game Co, and this is an unboxing and rambling of Darkest Dungeon. We're going to go ahead and dive into this. This does not, unfortunately, there's no coffee shot this time. We do have my knife as usual, but no coffee shot because I finished my coffee about, well, 25 minutes before this showed up, which does leave me limited options. I can either unbox this a different day, or I can unbox this today without coffee, or I could unbox this today with my third or fourth cup of coffee. I chose the without coffee, but don't worry, I still have coffee. We'll get to that. And this is an unboxing and rambling. For those who are new to the channel, that means I'm going to be all over the place. Hopefully, ideally. I enjoy myself more when I'm all over the place. And this is partially already de-shrinked to a degree because of the fact that this did come a little bit wrap pulled off. But I have not opened this yet. We'll dive into this. This is Darkest Dungeon from Mythic Games. Now, Mythic Games, let's go and take a look at this over here. A game by Nick Niotis and Argius Pongaris over here. From Mythic Games, the box is incredibly dark. In fact, the stretch goals box, you can barely even see that it says stretch goals. And we have Hell the Last Saga, which I guess will eventually come out. And Six Siege, oh my gosh, Six Siege is ridiculously good. Hell, I have not actually played, unfortunately, so I can't comment about that. Dear backer, the entire Mythic Games team would like to thank you from the bottom of our hearts for supporting the project. Darkest Dungeon, the board game, is certainly our biggest project to date, and without you, it wouldn't have been possible. Dun 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 dun. Lots of things about the design choices, and proud and ecstatic, and stand in its own right. Mythic Games seeks to create games. Believe we have accomplished that. We also want to express our deepest thanks to Tyler Stigman, Chris Burissa, and the entire Red Oak team. As a final thank you, we've included this exclusive Chris Burissa sketch as a limited edition print in your core box. Torchbearers, we salute you. Is this the sketch? Is this the sketch over here? Maybe. Important note, sometimes your pledge isn't perfect. If your pledge contains any issues, blah, 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 reach out to them, support at mythicgames.com. The blah, blah, blah is important. I'm just skimming past it. You'll find that in your own box. I can't tell if this is is this the limited edition artwork piece? Nothing personal. I'm just not gonna save that. I don't know if I care enough. And to be clear, I'm not a fan of the video game Darkest Dungeon. And to be clear, when I say I'm not a fan, I just mean I haven't played it. I'm actively not a fan. Let's go ahead and dive into this over here. We have our punch board, we have our board, and I'll go through all this shortly. Oh my gosh, this is like a lot of stuff over here. And then we have just more and more things and tokens and boxes. And let's take this out of the way. We got this over here, which I definitely want to pull this out. Okay, we have all that and this. And do we have miniatures in this box? I don't understand how this works. Is this the Stretch Goals box? Nope. Darkest Dungeon the board game. Darkest Dungeon the board game. The Crimson Scout. Are there miniatures? I don't understand at all what's happening here. I guess... Are they separated out? Darkest Dungeon the board game. The Strong box. I feel like there should be miniatures in this game, but they're not clearly packaged in this container. Let's go ahead and see what we have here. We have bags, all, by the way, with their own nice little logo on those bags, which is a nice little touch over there. But as far as the contents, we have, let's just go ahead and show you what we got over here. We got cards boxes, and card boxes, which I'm never going to remember how to put back in. I already forgot how to put them back in. We got dice and card boxes, and then nothing underneath there. Nope, nothing underneath there. No secret spoilers underneath the insert. We can put that back safely. And then we just have this pile of card boxes on the table as far as the different options and things we have, which we'll go ahead and dive into, but I guess I admit that I'm a little bit reluctantly nervous about the lack of miniatures. I guess they split them into two boxes. It's just, they called it the Strong box, not the Stretch Goal box, so maybe it does feel lighter. This does feel like where most of the weight and the bulk and the heft is. Now again, this is wave 1, so maybe wave 2, is the miniatures. That could be. I think that would be a bad problem. That would really be, if you're like, hey, you know what the problem with my game Mythic Goals? Support at Mythic Games. The problem with my game is I don't have the miniatures. That would be the problem. But I assume they're here. So let's go and take a look over here what we have. These are the cards in Mythic Games, in Darkest Dungeon, that is. Over here we have the cards. We have the Abomination with a slam over here. Beast form only, slam, do some damage, crit, ace 11. I'm going to have to read through the rules over here. In fact, I already skipped the rulebook, which is already unlike me. Did I skip the rulebook or did they skip the rulebook? It might be in here somewhere. We'll take a look at it shortly. But we have all these cards over here. We have Solo 2, Solo 3, Jester, Solo, Battle Ballad. There's a whole bunch of cards over here as far as these cards, as far as like, you know, the artwork over here, which they look very cool. But I don't know anything about how the actual mechanics works. We have Poison Dart 2 and Poison Dart 3 and Toxin Trickery 3. And we have Weakening Curse. A whole bunch of characters over here that are in some way going to be various bosses, it looks like. It looks like based on this box over here, there are 6 bosses in this box, I'm guessing. Maybe. I'm not sure. I think, we'll see. Either way, let's go ahead and put these back over here, close this one up, and we'll see what else we have. We have another box of cards over here, which I could open, but I don't know why I'm bothering, because this is going to be just more cards. I want to see the fun miniatures. I'm primarily here for the miniatures. I do like to go over different boxes of cards. Let's see if I can figure out how to put this back already. This is going to be a problem. this is going to be a problem. So, we have Darkest Dungeon, the board game, over here. I haven't even gone through the regular components yet. We'll take a look at all of that shortly. But, if we take this over here, this deck of cards, and let's see what's in this one. More plastic on the floor. And then we have this deck of cards, which is something different. I appreciate the tuck boxes for all the cards. I don't appreciate the fact that when I sleeve this, if I sleeve this, let's be honest, I have to play the game and like it first. But if I sleeve this, they will not fit back in the tuck boxes. I guess that's what the bags are for. So, we have Ritual Chamber, Cornered, Hero entering the turn here, Suffer 1. We have Torture Chamber, Hailing Fountain, Spike Pit. Oh my gosh, there's so many different cards here. Ancestor Room, a Boss, a Torture Chamber, Eldritch Vault, Heirloom Chest, Strong Boxes. A big bookshelf looms in front of you. As you reach out for a book, a spiky ornament falls into your head and your cheek gets slashed from the impact. You look around and find a trinket on the bookshelf side. Now you just need to stop the bleeding. That could be fun. I like the concept of this. What is this? This is the Curio. All the Curio cards. So in some way, this is a degree of adventuring and bad things happening to you, which makes sense. This is a board game after all. But anyways, let's go ahead and put these back in their card pack, which again, once I sleeve, will be its own little problem. We have more small little packs over here. I don't know what this pack is. Let's see what we got. And eventually we'll go into the tiles. As usual, by the way, in case you're getting impatient, timestamps down below to any relevant section. Now, for those wondering, by the way, I did not back this game. If you follow my channel enough, you'll know that I talk about the games I back and didn't back, and I go over all of these. And I didn't actually back Darkest Dungeon. Mythic Games sent me Darkest Dungeon because I do, fortunately, I have an ongoing reviewer relationship with them, which usually means I get games from them either because I backed them or because they sent me them. And in this case, Darkest Dungeon was sent to me, and I'm happy they did, and I'll get into why in a second. But first, we have these cards over here. Don't know what they are. We have Virtues, we have Afflictions, we have these cards, Initiatives, and then we have all of these, Hard Noggin, Night Owl, Photomania, Resilient. Don't know what's going on with these over here, but there's good and bad effects. Resolve Tested, Virtue Chance -1, Crit, oh my gosh, I don't know what's going on here. Thin Blooded, that just looks bad. I don't know, either way. But yeah, as far as Darkest Dungeon is a game that did not pull me in on the Kickstarter. The miniatures, to be very clear, the miniatures did. This game, that's why I'm so excited about the miniatures, obviously. This game, to me, has some of the best miniatures I've seen in a board game, if not the best miniatures in a board game. One of the reasons I'm very happy to own this. Now, miniatures do not make a game. Miniatures are a nice side effect to a game, and I've had this problem in the past with other games, but in general, if I had to pick a game that has some of the best miniatures in board games, probably be like Storm Sunder, Wild Descent, like that category. Laser Squire has some fantastic stuff. And then probably Darkest Dungeon. Mythic Games in general, I've been a huge fan of the miniatures across the board, and I think Darkest Dungeon may have been their best so far. More cards over here, nothing particularly amazing. I mean, I'm sure they're amazing if you know the game. But yeah, they have some of the best miniatures, and so I want the game for that alone. The problem is, as a backer and as a consumer, I just didn't back the game because I was like, I need to be more compelled by actual gameplay, and with a $400 all-in, and as somebody who likes to go all-in on games, I chose responsibility over desire that time round. Most of the time I choose desire over responsibility. This time I chose responsibility over desire, and I did not back the game. I'm happy they sent it to me. I will be covering the game, I'm sure. This is currently an unboxing, so I don't have to worry about that stuff. But obviously factor in when I do review it that this is a $400 game that was sent to me, so factor that in the review. Don't worry, it's not like it's a Chip Theory game Sword or something like that. Those are a whole different conversation. Anyways, we have the boss abilities over here. Boss abilities, more bosses. Again, just don't know what's on over here. I have no clue how the game actually works. I just know that the art looks great, the game looks great, no clue. Mastery over life and death was chief among my early pursuits. I began in humility, but my ambition was limitless. Who could have divined the prophetic import of something as unremarkable as a twitch in the leg of a dead rat? Sounds good. I'm excited for Hell. I did back Hell. I have Hell coming. I backed Six Siege. I backed Hell. I backed Monster Apocalypse. I backed most Mythic Games games. But those I don't, I am happy if I get some of these. Like Solomon Kane, for instance. I need to reach out to them for that. I want to play Solomon Kane. I'm just trying to be responsible right now because of the fact that, as of right now, I have a backlog of campaign games that I'm slowly finally making my way through. Over on Twitch, I'm currently diving into more campaign games, diving into Roleplay Adventures, Hoplomachus Victorum, Gloomhaven. So I am diving into campaign games more than I was in the past, but single shot is still where it's at as far as me actually tabling the games properly, because a campaign is a commitment. A campaign is a degree of, hey, I'm going to play this, but I'm not just going to play it, I'm going to properly play it. And that takes a whole lot more effort and energy. And these are our card packs over here, which we'll dive into there. I could probably lay them down differently. It's fine. Let's take a look at the dice. No clue how these dice are, or what they do, any of that stuff. Let's take a look before we dive into the boards. We have these dice over here, just as far as, there we go. These over here, we got different dice over here. I like these ones. These ones are fun over here as far as, you know, that. Ooh, that's a nice roll. That's a solid roll. Don't know what's on it. I just know that I got a bunch of things when you could get blanks. Because you could get blanks, I just assumed I would get blanks, although it looks like blanks are only on one side, so my roll is actually statistically probable. Let's try it again and see if we can get statistically improbable. Nope, we got 2 blanks over there. Let's do it one more time. One more time for the camera. That's beautiful. Let's pretend that's not there. There we go. Beautiful. No blanks at all. That's exactly how we want it over there. But yeah, dice. They're nice dice. I'm not particularly... I would love marble dice. And they may have sold marble dice for all I know. I don't know. In fact, now that I think about it, I don't even know if I got sun-dropped or un-sun-dropped miniatures. To be clear, I don't even know if I got miniatures because they're certainly not here. So they're probably in the strong box. I imagine. Let's find out. Anyways, by the way, as an unrelated note, this is like, I remember there's a whole hullabaloo about the lack of insert. If this is what people are upset about as far as the lack of insert, I mean, you're allowed to be upset, don't get me wrong, I'm not taking that away from you, but this does not bother me at all. And if you're like, well, Alex, you just got it for free, why would it bother you? You're not wrong. You're not wrong with that, but also, I historically do throw out many of my inserts, so I am consistent. I throw out most inserts. This does such a good job as far as what I need, I think. We'll let you know. And now, it's time to dive into this over here. So, we got some more cards. We have additional contents. We have Punchboards. Oh my gosh, I don't like this at all. I don't like this at all, how it's organized or not organized. And you're like, whereas a second ago you were like fine with everything and now you're suddenly not. Well, this has additional content for boss cards and it just has 4 boss cards. That to me is like, what happened to all the containers full of cards? Why don't these belong in there? And where do they belong? Ooh, this looks fun. I like this over here. This looks fun over here as far as the general board. I mean, it's cool looking. I don't know. We got that. We have the boss cards over here. We have the Crusader. Ooh, I want to go through. I want to see all these things. Okay, let's take a look at here. I should not. I'll take a look at some things. We have the Bone Captain. Okay, this is our Bone Captain as far as our, well, Bone Captain. I'm sure we have more. Do we have more that we want to show? Let's see if we can pull out a Templar Warlord. Ooh, that looks fun. I mean, maybe. I don't want to take this all out, and I don't want, until I have these properly in container bags, I don't want to unpack these too much. We have our tokens. We have our Snort over here. Don't know what's up with that. We have our Darkest Dungeon. We have these tiles over here. What are these tiles? These tiles are, well, it looks like our character boards. These are our character boards over here. These we can take off. Let's just take things off. Let's just deal with it. Let's bite the bullet. So we have our character boards, which are obviously the same. It's a perfect time to take things off when they're obviously the same. Then we have our Darkest Dungeon sheet over here with all that stuff. We have our tokens, our XP tokens, and our something level up tokens, I guess. Then we have these over here. Again, I should not be taking this all out. We have our save box. Oh my gosh, that's nice of them. They have a save box. Now, this may or may not fit in the box. That's a different conversation. But we do have a save box, which is fun. And we have these over here, which are, I guess, our character pathway progressions. Are these random? I assume they're random because there's no indicator on them. So I feel like you pick this up randomly and craft the dungeon based on those over there. We have our save box just said already. We have our hero cards and our something over here. I don't know what's going on here, but I like the look of this. And again, I know I said I'm not going to take these off, but I want to see stuff too badly. So over here we have our Crusader. We have our Crusader over here. And I assume we have more Crusaders? Okay, now I'm just confused. How many Helions? We have a Helion over here. So we have different Crusaders and different Helions. Look at them. Look at them. They're so pretty. They're so pretty. Look at this character. Just look at this. Look at this as far as these. The character art is absolutely adorable in this game. Again, I wanted this game. I absolutely wanted the game. I just wasn't compelled enough to dive into it. But these characters, I'm going to go through this over here. Look at this. We have our Crusaders. We have our Helion over here. Helion. Bounty Hunter. We have more Bounty Hunter. We have Highwayman. We have our Vestal. Our Vestal. Are these bad guys? They look like bad guys. I thought I liked these characters, but now I'm realizing they're probably bad guys. Our Plague Docker, level 3. Our Arbalist. We have our Grave Robber. More Grave Robber, level 3. I guess there's level 2 on the back. Nope. Oh, level 2 over here. Yep, level 2 on the back. So we have levels 1, 2, and 3 with various characters. Looks like some of them just have levels 1 and 2. Abomination. Abomination 1. Oh my gosh. Abomination morphs into something else. Abomination 2 and Abomination 3 in the different statuses. This is very cool. Very, very cool as far as this goes. And then, of course, we have these over here with just more something going on. Are we also playing as Vestal? Are these double-sided? They are double-sided. They are indeed double-sided. And that's what we have for these over here. Again, we'll put this back in the box and figure this out later. They have bags and things. Then we have Punchboards. Oh my gosh, let's see what we got. This is just Punchboards. We're going to go ahead and take a look at this. So, Darkest Dungeon. Now, for those who are following all the stuff, in addition to all the things Darkest Dungeon, there was the whole shipping drama. I did a full video on that as well. You can check that out. And yes, you can absolutely take into account, give me a second over here, we can actually take into account, look at this over here, let's turn this around. Oh no, I'm punching things, need to be careful. I don't want to punch things just yet. I accidentally punched this. I want to punch them properly later and put them into bags. But yeah, we have our Punchboards over here. And so what I'm saying is you absolutely can and should take into account, like I did a whole video talking about Darkest Dungeon and mostly probably defending Mythic Games, like coming at it from, hey, here's the issue, but also here's the reality of the situation. And if you're like, oh, and look at that, they sent him a full pledge of the game. Well, yes, but also they send me stuff already. I don't think this was unplanned. I think in general Mythic Games sends me stuff, so take that into account too. We have the Old Road. Start here before you play a full game. The Old Road, you will arrive along with the Old Road. Visual representation, the characters, they have miniatures, you see? The cake is a lie. The cake is a lie. I just smashed these cards over. Don't know what's going on over here. Step 2, Step 3, you've entered an empty room. This looks almost like a guided walkthrough. This is a full battle round. As the battle continues, dive into the rulebook. Oh, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. That's like 8 pages. It looks like it actually guides you through the game, so I like when the games do that. Let's dive into Darkest Dungeon, the board game, the rules. The rules for the game are 42 pages long. Don't love that part, but if they actually get me up and going in 8 pages, that's better. You see, there's miniatures. There are absolutely miniatures. This is the part I'm excited about. Mostly excited about. Still don't know if mine are sun-dropped or not. I'm curious about that. Game overview, campaign goals, setting up the game. So setup is page 10, it looks like, and it goes all the way with fairly graphic heavy, so that's the good. But as far as setup is page 10, and it takes us all the way to, we're up to Darkest Dungeon, the Abomination, special kind of hero. It looks like you can probably get started on endgame game modes. We can ignore game modes, the campaign, the Hamlet, returning to Hamlet. 10 to like 32 looks like it's covering a decent amount of the actual game mechanics with some other stuff kind of peripherally thrown in at the end over here. So about 22 pages of reading, past your initial 8 pages that'll get you up and running, and that's what we have over here. Not the worst, depends on how graphic heavy it is or isn't. And then of course we have the tiles and more Punchboards over here. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. Let's see what we got. We got these over here, which I'm curious about because they have different ooh, fun. Maybe we have standees and Punchboards instead of miniatures. I'm joking. There's definitely miniatures in this game. So let's take a look over here. And we have this off to the side there, and this off to the side over here. These are nice. Again, the artwork here. The artwork was absolutely insane. I'm going to save these for last in this box. And we still have more boxes to go through. There's a lot of content over here. So, I don't know what this is over here. But we have these tiles over here. We have our combat tracker. We have a little board over there. We have our character art. These are our character arts. Again, don't know exactly how. I mean, I guess they go... Oh, they go over here. So, this one here can probably go onto over here on this little outline here. Don't know exactly how that plays out, but I mean, the shape clearly fits. And so that's basically that. That's what we have over there, which brings us to, now it's falling out, which brings us to the actual tiles themselves, which are absolutely gorgeous. So let's take a look at what we have. We have these tiles here, double-sided. These are just beautiful artwork over here as far as these go. And it's me just completely reversing the order over here. I'm not even showing you both sides of this. Like, there are different sides of it. I'm just focusing on showing you a single side of this as far as these go. Yep. Again, it looks beautiful. This looks absolutely beautiful. I don't know how the actual mechanical aspect of this is handled because of the nature of like something like this over here, where you have this kind of weird like puzzle situation over here and different tiles there. I don't know how that's handled. This is more basic, but again, I just don't know. I don't know how it plays out. But yeah, that's what we have for Darkest Dungeon. That's what we have for the box, and that is your unboxing. There's definitely no more things at all. There's not another 2 boxes, probably full of miniatures, and the miniatures are the best part, I think. For me, they're the best part. Let's see if we can get this all in here, keeping the bags out. Let's show you what I do for right now, and you can decide if that's a good idea or not, because I can't tell you until I actually play it properly. We have these over here. These can probably go a little higher, so those need to go across the title over there. This can go, nope, that can't go in there. These can probably go in here like so. Nope, yeah, it could go, perfect. Okay, and then this over here. And this can start to shift over to there, like so. This is probably horribly done. Ignore what I'm doing. Don't copy me in the slightest. It's a bad idea. It's a bad idea. It's a trap. Don't do it at all. So let's go ahead and grab this over here. We got our pack of things over here that can kind of go over there. There's our rule book that we totally will have to read at some point because, you know, that's actually an important part of playing a game. And these go up here. It worked. I got it all in. I don't know if I did it the way it's supposed to be all in, but it is all in. And yes, I am ignoring this little box thing over here because I just don't care enough. That can go off to the side, as well as the random piece of cardboard that it has along with it. And ta-da! We now have our Darkest Dungeon box all put away nicely, neatly-ish, he says. And let's go ahead and put this down there, and we can move Darkest Dungeon off to the side. So, that's box 1. I'll save the Crimson Court for last because I assume this one is standalone. I assume that this is the miniature box. And when I say I assume, I mean that I'm here for the miniatures. It's the only reason I'm here. Everything else was me just being responsible in an unboxing. Let's dive into this. And I don't know when I table this one. I don't know. I'm currently behind on so many games. I'd love to table this right away. Like Trudvang. Trudvang is a game that showed up from Command, and I dove into that one straight away. Like I set it up and read the rulebook the same day. That's usually pretty rare for me, although it is a soloable game, and I did play it solo, so that definitely helped as far as that goes. But let's dive into this. What do we have? That looks like a miniature box. I know my Kickstarters, and this is definitely a miniature box. The question is it a singular box that I have to pull out? Let's see. Nope, there's multiple boxes in here. Multiple boxes. I could just tick everyone off and just try to dump it out vigorously, but we won't do that. Let's go ahead and see what we got. We have 2 boxes. I don't know which one to do first. Let's do the bottom box. Let's do the bottom box first so we can put it back in. It might have the cooler things. It's got cooler things. Now this is a little shooken around. Let's go ahead. This is not Sundrop for the record, if you're wondering. And I don't know if this Sundrop is the official term. They had a different terminology for it. Let's see what we got. This one is over here, but these are some insane miniatures. Okay, give me a second while I open up both boxes. And I just want I don't have space for it. I don't have space for it. Let's go ahead and show you some stuff over here. Starting off the bat with this thing over here. Like, look at that. Look at that thing over here. As far as this goes. And like these are just over-the-top miniatures. Like this is where I kind of wish I had paid for this so I can get the Sundrop. But let me start by liking the game and then see what I want to track down as far as these things go. And these are just some insane miniatures over here as far as these go. We have this. Yeah. And this is Mythic Games. Their miniatures are generally incredible. I've said for a while now that Mythic Games is some of the best miniatures in the business, if not the best miniatures. Like, Command used to definitely be top line, and Command is amazing, but I find Mythic Games is consistently better than Command, and I like Command already. Like, my baseline is liking Command, but most Command games, that is, not all Command games. Like, even comparing this to Trudvang, like, Trudvang, this is just so much better than what Trudvang was offering as far as the miniature production quality. And again, I'm saying this with someone who's not complaining about Command at all. I like Command's miniatures. I just like these ones better. Like, look at this guy. Look at the degree of just... And to be fair, they are working with some great source material, but they've done this again and again with other games as well. Like, if you look at Six Siege, which has a miniature styling that isn't to my taste. Like, look at that eyeball. Look what they did there to kind of capture that sense of eye. These are some solid miniatures. I like them a lot. I like them a lot. Let's see what we got here. Ooh, we got this guy who's like a little bit of a werewolf situation. Is that the guy who turns into a werewolf? I like him. Yeah. He's pretty solid. Then we have this guy with the whip. All these characters over here. We have some more characters as far as, like, you know, basically this one here. Let's see, get the focus on that. Like, look at the detail on him. He captures that well. I am curious what the Sundrop looks like. I'm going to have to hunt down a copy and see what they look like, because this, I already did that guy. Let's see, let's find you one more over here, and then go to the next box. So this guy over here, let's take a look at this guy. Look at him, and he's one of the artwork pieces as well. These are some incredible miniatures. Some absolutely incredible miniatures. I really like these miniatures. Let's go ahead and take a look at the next box. Let's go ahead and put this one away and take a look at the next box. Now, this did come popped out of it, which I don't love that. Is there a way to change that? I don't know exactly how. This goes like this in here. Maybe it goes down like that. Let's see, 1 second. Let me just put this away. That goes like that. That goes like that. Which means that can go like that-ish. Yep, that looks like it works. It works now. Anyways, let's go ahead and dive into this. Let's go ahead and see what we can get over here as far as getting this into the other box. And we still have the Crimson Scales to go through as well when we're done here. So, we got the Dark Dungeon base game. Oh my gosh. Okay, so, are the miniatures all the same color? How is that a thing? Okay, so for context... Oh, no, they're different colors. I take it back. Slightly different colors. Let's go ahead and show you this over here from the overhead cam. This is what we have as far as this box over here. Okay, a lot of different sculpts over here, lots of different things to go through. But let's take a look at them a bit more in detail, because these are some... I mean, these are so good. These are so good. Like, look at this. Look at this. Look at this guy. Look at him. Let's get a focus. No. We'll have to go ahead and show you top cam. I think top cam's probably better for this stuff. We have to take this off. Let's go ahead and show a hand. Sorry about this. Sorry about the, Yeah, look at that guy. Look at the character of that. Like, that's just a really solid miniature. We have the various, these crossbow guys. Look at them. They're just very cool. I love them. They're very solid. We have these little snakes down here. I'm not going to show you everything, by the way. I'm going to show you as much as I possibly can. Or, well, as much as I can would be everything, I guess. I'm going to show you a lot over here. Then we have these arquebus guys. you know what an arquebus is? Because an arquebus is a cool thing. It's basically a gun. But I don't know if this actually is or isn't an arquebus. But it certainly sounds cooler when I say arquebus as opposed to like gun or rifle. It just makes it sound like I know more about what's going on. And I always like it when I sound like I know more about what's going on. So we got this guy over here. Look at them. Again, just solid over here. And like, let's see, let's pick a few more here because there's still some definite ones. Like these guys, these little zingers are very cool. And this is all the surface level of the box. We got a full second level over here, and that's before we get into the Crimson Scales over there. Is it Crimson Scales? Is it Crimson Scales? It is the Crimson Court. Crimson Court. Crimson Scales is a Gloomhaven expansion that I've played that's on my mind. Let's take a look at what we have underneath this tray. So if we go to the second level tray over here, we have a bunch of the heroes, but let's see what we want to show you from the villains first. We got bugs, not that interesting. We got these guys. These guys have some character. We have some copies of the ones in the base game box, I guess, the other box. Look at them. Look at the flag. Look at the character. Solid miniatures. I'm very happy with these over here. Yep. And then we have, so let's show you one more before we get to the heroes. So the heroes are a different shading. So you can see how this is a dark gray color. Let's go ahead and show you a hero at the same time so you can take a look. This over here would be a hero of the light shade color. So they definitely stand out as far as when you're together. So if you're together on the board, they'll definitely stand out as being very different. And it looks like these are the leveled up 1, 2s, and 3s that I was going through earlier. We have all the various characters. Like, look at this. Look at this guy with the chains over here. This guy turns into a werewolf. The werewolf was in the other box. That was why the werewolf was a different color. Although I'm a little annoyed it was in the other box. It feels like a little bit off or unnecessary. We have this guy over here, one of the knight characters that I showed you. That's the Crusader, I think it was, or something like that. Again, some incredibly insane miniatures. I want to go see what they look like shaded. I really want to go see. This is the, I can't remember her name. The Hellion? Hellion, is that was her name? I should go play Darkest Dungeon, the video game, he says, knowing he has no time for this. No time whatsoever. Oh my gosh, I barely have time for the board game. I barely have time for the board games I have, let alone all these others. They're just so cool. They're so cool. Look at this guy. Look at the Plague Doctor. And then we have this guy over here who's just like got a degree of confidence and swagger. Yeah. These miniatures are insane. I am definitely happy I have this game over here. There's a lot of fun miniatures here. A lot of cool stuff. A lot of things I want to dive into. 8 pages is not that overwhelming. I know what I'm playing Saturday. Ooh, I should totally do that. I should dive into this weekend. I think I'm going to. I think I'm going to dive into this weekend. Let's do that. Let's go ahead and do that. In any case, let's put this back over here. Let's make a plan to tentatively dive into this weekend. I actually have a game set up under the table, but I think I'm going to abandon that and make my way to Darkest Dungeon instead. The strong box. Now, I don't love how it's 2 separate boxes just to play the base game. That does make it a little harder to table. I wonder if you can get a few miniatures into the core box. Probably if I took out those other inserts. Because if I could take out in the save box, maybe I can make it work in the save box. I ideally want it so that I can... I don't know if there's a way, because the monsters... I don't love the fact that you have to kind of table 2 full boxes to dive into the game. Let's go see what the Crimson Court has to offer. I almost sliced myself there as I tried pushing this against the plastic, and my knife almost lost the plastic. This is sharper than that Too Many Bones sword, but that Hoffamaka sword, but not by much. Let's see what we got here. The Crimson Court, an expansion by Nick Neolitis and Arias Pongalis. Welcome to the courtyard, a festering hive of insatiable appetites and limitless degeneracy. Regaled in blood-soaked satin, the debased aristocrats seek to slake their inhuman thirst on whatever wholesome flesh they can find. That sounds absolutely delightful. Let's go ahead and see what's in here as far as these. Oh yeah, definitely Crimson Court over here. We got the game over here, the expansion components. Does it have anything as far as rules? What is it? How to use it? Add the location cards. Add this. Ooh. This looks like it doesn't... I don't know how much this adds as far as maintenance. I'm going to see if I can add this from the base game. Once I read the rules, I'll see if I can just add it from the get-go. And then we have this as far as our box. Let's go ahead and move this off to the side as we go through this. As usual, we have our tiles. Let's go ahead and open those. And see what we got as far as different tiles. Now, I remember going through the tiles of the base game. It was only a few minutes ago. The question is, will these look noticeably different? I do like it when a game does look noticeably different as far as the tiles over here. These are... We have the blood-soaked ground over here. The coloring is a bit different. I don't feel a strong difference in terms of the coloring and palette scheme over here. They're both dark, which it makes sense. It's called Darkest Dungeon. But overall, I like this one over here. That's definitely a blood-soaked courtyard if I ever saw one. But yeah, either way, we'll see what they are as far as the different formats and everything that they have over there. And then we have this, which as usual can go off to the side because I don't care enough about it. And then we have all our cards, our bosses. Let's see what we got for bosses. So if I pull this out over here. Nope, no, don't rip my cards. Don't hurt my cards over here. We have over here the crocodile, the crocodilian, the countess. She looks delightful. We have the Countess 2 over here, the Countess 3, plenty of Countesses. The Garden Guardian, that sounds delightful. Oh my gosh, that sounds... Look at that guy. Look at that guy. That guy's pretty intense over here. And then the Crocodilian again from the get-go. Why is the Crocodilian kind of skip? The Crocodilian feels like it has level 3 and that's it. Or that's just resistances? I don't know. Either way, let's put this off to the side and let's see what we have as far as our miniatures. So, this looks like it's taped on, which means I have to go ahead and take that off over here. And take that off over here. And hope I don't knock over my miniatures like I just did. Yeah, I mean the hoping part is kind of done with because the hope definitely did not play out the way I wanted it to. Let's go ahead and put this down over here, just trying to get rid of that tape over there. Put this down on top of that. Pick up the miniatures before things fall apart. They're all nicely in their box over there. That's great. Let's see if we can pull this out. Give me a second here. There we go, and there we go. Okay. Nope, nope, not there we go. Let's see if we can get this here. There we go. Okay, so here's what we got as far as miniatures. We have some of these over here. These are going to be some of the various enemies you're fighting against. We have this over here. That's going to be some Crimson Countess kind of situation over there. Some Royal Courtyard things. We also have some Court Jesters over here. This little Court Jester type thing. Is that a Court Jester? It looks like it's reading from the manuscript. That guy looks fairly intimidated. I feel like he needs to be rescued. We have a few of those, and we have some of these various bug-like things. Don't even know how to describe these. Different kinds of bug situations at the table. And that's going to be this box over here. Let's go ahead and see what we got for the other boxes. This can go up here like that. And over here, we got the Crimson Countess. We got her over here. Let's see what we got. So, here's the Crimson Countess. Yep. Yep. That's like just, you know, giant old miniature with a giant old tail and all that stuff. And we have the other, whatever this kind of thing is, as far as, I don't know, same idea as far as the tail, just different sculpt, different situation. Yeah, these are very, very, very solid miniatures. And there's a whole, like, second wave of this, too. This is just wave 1. I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's just wave 1. I'm 99% sure this is just wave 1. There should be more miniatures if I'm not mistaken. So, this is wave 1. Let's go ahead and see this guy. This guy over here, the Garden Guardian, that guy is intense looking. I want to face off against him. He looks like he has definitely lost a few battles, and he's ready to take out those defeats on me. And then we have this thing. Oh, dear Lord. Look at this thing. Look at this thing just shooting out its giant, gaping mouth. Like, the camera can't even focus. Can't even pick a focus point on this. Look at this thing. That's insane. And then we have some of these guys. We got some eggs, too. Yeah. And then we have these eggs. 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 Look at this. And then we have anything else worth looking at. We got these little guys. They look like they're definitely having a fun time. Look at him. He's serving something. He's serving something, and that's kind of gross. This whole situation is definitely a little bit much. And what's this? It's like a little shield almost. Like a little shield kind of situation. And we have a few basic countenances before they've morphed into something horrifically horrifying and all that. Yeah. This is Darkest Dungeon. This is what we have over here as far as the game goes. A few other things I haven't heavily gotten into. We got this little kind of crocodile-like thing. He might morph into the big bad crocodile. Or maybe it is he might be the big bad crocodile. Did I take him out the wrong way? Or did I put him in the right way? There we go. We got this thing over here, as far as this guy goes. Yeah. Again, solid miniatures all around. I feel like I'm saying the same thing again and again as far as solid miniatures all around. But that's what we have as far as Darkest Dungeon. This goes on top or underneath? Let me see. I think it goes underneath like that. Perfect. Goes like this. We're all in. Excellent. That is Darkest Dungeon. That's what we have as far as Darkest Dungeon, as far as the Wave 1 contents. A whole lot of stuff over here. I plan on diving into it. I hope to dive into it this weekend. I hope to. This weekend for you, if I have my way, this video goes up tomorrow. Like, I'm going to try to get this one up nice and early, which means if I have my way, this is going up tomorrow, which means if I have my way, I'll be playing this a week from now. Not even a week from now. Less than a week from now. And that will be my first experience with Darkest Dungeon. And then hopefully we'll get a review out at some point, but I need to dive into it a bunch, not just a single day or two. But we'll see. Let's go ahead and let's go ahead. That is Darkest Dungeon. That is Darkest Dungeon Wave 1 from Mythic Games. A whole lot of amazing miniatures. I kind of want to go find out what the Sundrop versions look like, because I know they had it, and I am curious whether... I mean, I have to like the game, but if I like the game, I am the kind of person who will hunt them down once I know I like the game. But we'll see. I know this is getting generally good reviews when it was on Kickstarter, mostly preview content, so there's always that grain of salt aspect, but I am excited to dive into this one. In any case, and until next time, I'm Alex Radcliffe from Board Game Co. I hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, I hope you have a good one.